Today is the penultimate class in our 8 Limbs of Yoga series, and our class today is on Dhyana, continuous meditation. Hello and welcome to episode 230 of Namaste Yoga. I'm Dr. Melissa West. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are here on beautiful Vancouver Island in Victoria, and I have the Olympic Mountains behind me and the Chinese cemetery beside me today. So we're in a really beautiful and magical place today. And I apologize for the background noise today. We have fishing boats behind us and crabbing boats behind us. And because we live on an island, we also have seaplanes that will be going by. And that's just part of living on an island. And so we're yogis, we're flexible, and we meet our surroundings with acceptance and kindness. So that's part of what we do as yogis. So let's begin I want to thank my sponsors who support us in giving us props and clothes. So first, thanks to Dusky Leaf for my yoga mat. And today you're going to need a strap. And also the main prop that you're going to need today, you're going to need a blanket or a meditation cushion to sit on, or a chair for our meditation. And the main prop that you're going to need today is a wall, or I was going to use a tree, but we ended up in a space that didn't have any trees or more rocks, but I'll just explain to you what you're going to do. And also thanks to Squeezed Yoga Clothing for my clothes. I'm wearing the short capris today with the Om sign on it and a long sleeve bamboo top with flying hearts on it. Wanted to start with a testimonial from Sandy today from Fresno, California. She says, I've been doing yoga for 2 months. I found your videos through searches for different words that I would hear in your class. I would hear in class at a yoga class at a studio, and I wanted to review at home. I adore your classes and look forward to being able to work through them one by one. Thank you for making this new yogi feel so good about starting a new adventure. So thank you, Sandy. I thought this was a great testimonial because I wanted to point out that we have a yoga jargon series, and I made that for when, what happens when your teacher says this word and you're like, what is she talking about, or what is he talking about? Then the yoga jargon series, if you just go on YouTube, you can look at type in yoga jargon. We have a whole playlist of those classes, and it kind of goes through those. And also, since then, we've just done so many classes that pick up a lot of the words. Even this series, the 8 Limbs of Yoga, picks up a lot of the yoga jargon. Whatever. Okay, so let's continue on with today's class. This series has really been magical. Each week we get to move more and more inward, and the last class is just going to be the most inward focused class. And today we are focusing on Dhyana, continuous meditation. And so, as I've said, each week we take everything we've learned and just bring it more inward. So you're going to begin today's class with your legs up the wall. So the way you do that is you find a wall and you put your mat perpendicular to the wall. Or if you're outside, you can find a tree. And then you want to put your hips right perpendicular to the wall. And then swing your legs around so they go straight up like this. And then in order to find that inward focus, and also we're going to be doing a lot of eagle's pose because I thought it gave, it's like that focus that we found last week, that gentle meditative focus, awareness, dharana. I thought we would use eagle's pose for that. So we're going to do sleeping eagle's arms here. So just hook one elbow underneath the other and then place one hand on your forehead. Doesn't matter which side. So you'll do sleeping eagle's arms with legs up the wall to begin, to receive the teachings on Dhyan. Chapter 3, verse 2 of the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali says that Dhyan is the continuous flow of your gentle attention towards your object of attention. Reverend Jagannath Carrera says that when dharana becomes continuous, it automatically becomes Dhyan, a state of proper meditation. In that state of proper meditation, your mind is free of thoughts. The activity of your mind ceases. It is an interesting paradox that while it takes dedication of practice to come into a state of dhyan, and that dedicated practice could be thought of as tapas, when you are in a state of dhyan, there is no longer any struggle. Your mind is easy, peaceful, clear, and one-pointed. Peaceful means your mind is experiencing a serene mental landscape, kind of like where we are today. Reverend Jagannath Carrera points out that with dhyan, your mind will be simultaneously clear, single-pointed, and peaceful. And the whole idea is that these things happen all together. That's why I'm pointing that out again. Nischala Joy Devi translates chapter 3, verse 2 of the Yoga Sutras slightly differently, saying that the continuous inward flow of consciousness is dhyan, meditation. She says that with the continued inward consciousness, continued inward awareness, dharana, or gentle awareness, we are transported into meditation. She describes dhyan as giving us more time to nestle more comfortably into the meditative state. So that's when I spoke this at the beginning of class about how each week is preparing us for next week and how each week we're moving more and more inward. That's what I mean. So it's the practice of dharana, that gentle awareness that allows us to move even more inward to that continuous flow of meditation. So the distinction between dharana and dhyan is definitely on the continuous. So we might have glimpses of it when we're practicing dharana, and then the time lapse just becomes more with dhyan. So here your awareness is setting in for a longer time. Nischala Joy Devi says even when your formal meditation is complete, part of your awareness stays rooted within. So this is where your yoga practice, you'll start to notice, and people tell me this all the time when they write to me or when they post on the membership site or when they write comments on YouTube, that what happens is that they notice that there's a reverberation from their yoga practice. They feel things happening in their lives and their relationships with others, or they feel their energies shifted, and it's not just what's happening on their yoga mat. So this is part of your awareness staying rooted within. And this is part of what we talk about all the time, taking your yoga off your mat and taking your awareness with you. So today, or this would have been yesterday or maybe even a few days ago, in a yoga class that I took, my teacher talked about how our yoga practice is, even though it's a personal practice, the effects of our practice still spill over into all those that we relate with in our day-to-day lives. The meditative qualities that we cultivate on our mat are translated to the people that we come in contact with once we leave our mat. So here on our mat, what we're doing is for us, but then it can help to have this kind of effect once we go out into the world. So it's like that. It's like your yoga practice is dropping the pebble in the pond, but then once it has that quality of creating ripples. That's what happens. Can't help but to happen. So as you reflect on this quality of continuous meditation, dhyan, think about how that relates to you in your life and what it is you're trying to cultivate in your life right now. What is it you're trying to manifest? And begin to form an intention for what it is you are trying to create in your life and how this yoga can best serve you. So once you've formed your intention, you can begin to wiggle and stretch out, but stay lying on your backs for the first part of this class. We're going to begin by stretching out your hip joints. So part of eagle pose, and the reason why I chose eagle pose today, was that it is a pose where there's this real focus. They're known for having this focus, and so they have this continuous awareness that we're cultivating in this class. Part of eagle pose is that it's all about joints, so that's what we'll be focusing on from an anatomical perspective. And we'll begin by stretching out your joints. Start with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor. And you're going to cross your right ankle over top of your left thigh. And then draw your left knee in towards your chest until you feel that just right stretch in the outside of your right thigh and your right glute. Reach your hands through and hold on in the back of your left leg. Keep your shoulders relaxed and heavy. And let your gentle awareness be on the sensations in your body and on your breath. Here, just like we did last week with dharana, and see how continuous this awareness can be here. And then slowly release your foot to the ground. Uncross your right leg. Place your right foot on the ground with your knee bent. Cross your left ankle over the top of your right thigh. Open your left knee out to the side. Inhale. With your exhale, draw your right knee in towards your chest. And just notice that this side may or may not be different. Draw your left hand through the space of the keyhole. Hold on behind your knee. Let your shoulders be heavy and relaxed. Back of your neck be long. And let your kind awareness be with your breathing and the sensations in your body. And let there be a gentle attention here at dharana. And then the difference this week between last week's class is that we're going to have the discipline of that attention being continuous, dhyan. And when your mind wanders, you bring it back to your breath and the sensations in your body. And then go ahead and release this down. Uncross your legs. And you can either take your hands behind your knees and rock yourself up, or bend to your side and come up to a seated position. And we're going to sit and do some joint stretches. So you may want to have your blanket to sit on to elevate your hips a little bit to make that more comfortable for you. You could even sit with your back against the wall, since you guys are probably already close to a wall, because you did legs up the wall. That might be accessible for you. Or because you're practicing at home, you can sit with your back to a chair, if you're in your living room or something, a big chair or your couch. So with your legs out long in front of you, we're going to try and stretch all the joints of our body. So let's start with our toe joints. Why not? So just curl your toes forward and draw them back. And then you might even want to put your hands behind you for a little extra support. You're going to just point and draw your toes back so that you're basically flexing and extending your ankle joint. And then you're going to circle your ankle joint. And circle them the other way. And then you're going to take the edges of your feet and turn them out and then back in. So it's like you're closing the shutters and opening the shutters. I can hear a big boat coming. It sounds like one of those whaling boats. This one feels really good to me. Oh, whaling doesn't mean they're going to capture whales. It means they're going to look at them. They're like sightseeing, yeah. There's no sea shepherd here to go and look over that. Yeah, Tim's wearing a sea shepherd shirt today too. Okay, let's do the knee joint. So you're gonna just draw your legs up and slide them out. And then take your feet wide as your mat and do like a little sway side to side for your hip joints. You actually might want to come off your elevation for that. That works a lot better. Okay, now you'll probably want to come back up on your elevation, and you can sit with your legs long or cross-legged for this, or however is most comfortable for you. So now let's go through the joints of our upper body. So let's circle your wrists with fists. You can tuck your thumb in and then circle the other way. And then point and flex. Okay, now let's do that with open hands. And point and flex. Okay, now let's do elbows. So just touch your fingertips to your shoulders and open. And take your hands out to the side, same thing. And then bring your arms in front and let's just touch your elbows and open. Okay, last one we'll just do like circles like this. Okay, so now our joints should be all nice and lubricated for eagle pose, and that's what we'll do. We're going to stand up and do eagle pose. So, shall we come through Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog? It'd be nice to warm up the spine a little bit. So you can put your blanket off to the side. Now you can see one of the whaling tours go by here. Take your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. Tuck your toes under. Nice toe stretch there. Inhale. Exhale. Lift your hips. Bend your knees. Really lengthen through your spine and then straighten your legs. We've got planes and boats. Hard to keep that meditation continuous with all the background noise. Okay, and then you can walk your feet into your hands and make your way up to standing. Okay, from standing, we're going to practice Garudasana, eagle's pose, for that idea of continued awareness, Dhyana. So you're going to start on your right leg, and you might want to have that wall close to you for balance. So lift and spread your toes on your right leg. Bend your right knee and take your left leg, cross it over. You can keep your left toes on the ground to help with balance, or you can pick it up. It can be on the outside of your right leg, or you can hook it all the way around depending on your flexibility of your hips and your ankles and all your joints. And bring your right arm up and hook your left arm underneath it. Maybe the outsides of your hands reach, or maybe the insides of your hands reach. No right or wrong, no better best, just what works in your body today. So there's a saying here that all the teachers use in the studio I go to. They say, if it works, it wins. And I think that's such a great saying. So find what works in your body. If it works, it wins. And then we'll drop inward to that continued awareness. Continued awareness of sensations in your body. Continued awareness of the point of focus that you're choosing to help you with your balance. Continued awareness of your breath. And then go ahead and release this pose from your body. We'll go ahead and try it on the other side. So you're going to stand on your left foot and bend your left leg and take your right leg over top. Either your toes stay on the ground to the outside of your left leg, or they might hook all the way around. Bring your left arm up. Hook your right arm underneath. Backs of the hands together or palms together. Find that point of focus, your drishti. And then let your awareness drop within to the sensations of your body and your breath. Let that awareness be a kind mindfulness with your breath and your sensations in your body and your drishti. And then go ahead and let this posture fall out of your body. You're going to turn sideways on your mat so that you're lengthwise, and take your feet wide. Toes pointing straight ahead. You're going to Take your hands and interlace them behind your back. Let your chest open, and then you're going to roll forward through your hips and come into a wide-legged standing forward fold here. Then go ahead and let this fall out of your body. And we're going to come down onto your mat and do a back bend with eagle's arms again. So we're going to do bridge pose with eagle's arms, Setu Bandhasan. So come down. So lie down on your back with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor. If you have a block close by, you could put it between your knees. If not, don't worry about it because I didn't tell you how to have a block, so no big deal. So inhale here, exhale, you're going to press into your feet and lift your hips off the ground. And then we're going to use those same eagle's arms here. And if you had your right hand on your forehead before, let's switch the hook so that your left hand is on your forehead now. And see if you can let your continued awareness be on your breathing. Press into the inside edges of your feet. And then slowly lower down. You're going to take your arms out to the side in a soft T. Lift your hips, move them over to the left side of your mat, and then drop your legs over to the right side of your mat for a reclined twist. And then bring your legs back to the center. Press into your feet. Bring your hips back to the center. And then push into your feet. Lift your hips up and take them over to the right side of your mat. And then let your knees fall over to the left side of your mat. Look over your right shoulder for reclined twist on the other side. Jatur Parivritasana. And just let your continued awareness be on your breath, because that can be quite an interesting experience in this posture. And then coming back to the center, pressing into your feet, bringing your hips back to the center. Roll to your side and come up to seated. We're going to do one more pose because I want to leave lots of time for our meditation at the end, since this is a class on continuous meditation. You're going to sit up on your blanket. I think I just don't know what happened there. Yeah, I did do that. Okay. Sit up on your cushion, meditation cushion, or your blanket, and then take your legs wide and inhale here. Exhale, you're going to just hinge forward through your hips for Upavishta Konasana. And then inhale and come on up and come to a comfortable seated position, whether that be on your meditation cushion or a folded blanket or in a chair for our meditation now. And I'm going to talk to you about what we're going to do here. So this is a meditation to develop a meditative mind, and we're going to begin by sitting. I've just told you can sit however you want to be comfortable, but no, you're going to sit kneeling for this. So actually, let me show you something you can do to be more comfortable kneeling. You can actually sit on a block, or you could sit like that, kneeling. That makes it a little more comfortable too. Let me just get this mic pack back where it belongs, and then I will no longer have to fuss with it. So if this position isn't available to you, you can always sit on a chair, and you could always roll a blanket and put it here between your knees if you can't kneel like this too, or a towel. There. Okay. Okay, so this first part of this meditation is to help you develop a meditative mind. And what you're going to do is take your arms straight overhead, and we're going to breathe in and out together several times to prepare yourself. And then you're going to breathe in and hold your breath for as long as you can. And then you breathe out completely, and then you breathe. Pardon, Tim? Okay, yes, this is a good question. If you have any reason why you shouldn't be holding your breath, such as if you're pregnant, then you're not going to do this part. You just take your arms overhead and just breathe continuously. Okay, so take care of yourself as always, and you know your own health conditions, and if you can't do any breath retention. Okay, so as always, you need to take care of yourself. Okay, so you're going to breathe in. Hold your breath for as long as you can, and then breathe out. Breathe in, hold your breath for as long as you can, breathe out. Breathe in, hold your breath for as long as you can, and then breathe out. This helps to develop your meditative mind. And then I'll show you the next part. Okay, so 2 parts to this. So arms overhead, arms by your ears. Let's just breathe in and out several times to prepare. Okay, big breath in. Hold your breath for as long as you can. Breathe out. Breathe in, hold your breath as long as you can. And one more. Okay, bring your hands down. Just place your hands on your lap and meditate here for a moment. Okay, so now we're going to come to a cross-legged position. Sitting cross-legged, we're going to lift your sternum, that the back of your neck belongs to just a little tiny tuck of your chin. And you're going to bring both your hands into the praying mantra mudra, so that's all your fingers touching your thumbs in both hands. And you're going to close your eyes and chant Rama Dasa Sase Sohang. And we're going to chant this for 11 minutes. Okay, so Ra means sun, Ma means moon, Da means earth, Sa means infinity or universal energy. Then we repeat Sa. Se means the personal embodiment of Sa, the infinite universal energy. So means the personal sense of the merger with Sa, the universal energy. And Hang means the infinite, vibrating, and real. This mantra literally means I am thou. It can also mean the service of God is within me. So this will work on your inner faculty and ego. It brings about the combination of the 5 centers of the left and right brain to the neutral self. It is also said that your metabolism will go through a tremendous change with this meditation. And this is a meditation for the neutral mind. So that's why I chose it for continuous meditation, because when we do continuous meditation, the mind comes to a place of tranquility. So to me, that embodied the neutral mind. So Rama Dasa Sa Se Sohang. Rama Dasa Sa Se Sohang. That's what we're going to be chanting for 11 minutes. We're going to wet the whistle before we start. So let's start with a cleansing breath. And I think I may have forgotten to write where the hands are supposed to be, so we are going to drop them on the lap and trust that we still get the full benefits from this mantra. Starting with a big breath in. Let it fall out of your mouth. Breath in to begin. Rama Dasa Sa Se Sohang. 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 Rama Dasa Sohang Ramadasa Sa Se 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 Sohang Ramadasa se sohang Ramadasa sa se sohang Ramadasa sa se sohang. And then take a deep breath in and exhale. Just let yourself be with the effects of this for a few moments. And you can choose to finish your practice seated, or you can go ahead and lie down in Shavasana. So I have a quote for you. It's our shareable quote for today's class to soak in. Oh yeah, there's a seal. There's been a seal for our practice. He's still up. Oh yeah, there he goes. Or she. We can't tell from the heads if they're male or female. So allow this quote to soak in, and if it doesn't resonate with you, then just let it go. It's from Shunryu Suzuki. And I got it from one of my favorite books of all time, and definitely one of my favorite meditation books, written by Sally Kempton, called Meditation for the Love of It. By Shunryu. So this quote is by Shunryu Suzuki. And Shunryu Suzuki says, "The true practice of meditation is to sit as if you were drinking water when you are thirsty." The true practice of meditation is to sit as if you were drinking water when you are thirsty. So what would it be like to be in that state of dharana, that gentle awareness, and dhyan, continuous meditation, if you were to sit as if you were drinking water when you were thirsty? Meditate on that for a few moments here as you rest back in Shavasana. And even reflect on this idea of continuous meditation as well, and what it means for you in your life. To take that idea of dharana, that gentle awareness and easy mindfulness, and make it a continuous practice in your life. So how could you do that in a way that's friendly and kind? How could you take this practice with you off your mat into your life and make it continuous? In a way that, of course, always brings in that first principle. So we're bringing along this whole series, remember, and what was the first thing we talked about? Ahimsa, loving kindness, non-violence. So you're not going to do it in a rigorous way, but a gentle and kind way. Continuous awareness. Continuous meditation, continuous practice in a gentle and kind way, in a loving way. What would it be like to live your yoga? What's one small step you could take to make that a reality in your life? Then begin to allow your breath to deepen. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Bend your knees and roll to your side. And slowly make your way up to seated. Thank you so much for joining me for episode 230 of Namaste Yoga in this beautiful, beautiful location. Oh my God, I can't believe I get to do this and share it with you. Gosh. Thank you for being here with me today. I will see you on the membership site. This is another great companion practice to our meditation group, which is just thriving on our membership site. And if I don't see you on the membership site, I will see you here next week on Namaste Yoga for the final class in our series. And namaste. Sending you much love from beautiful British Columbia. May you experience the strength of our mountains. May you be as rooted as the trees in our forest. And may your joy be as deep as the Pacific Ocean. Om Shanti.
Melissa would love to hear your questions and thoughts. Please leave your comments below the video. Thank you for your reviews on iTunes and YouTube. Your reviews help us to share yoga and a yoga lifestyle with others around the world. If you have a question for Melissa, you can leave a voice message at melissawest.com, and Melissa may answer it in an upcoming blog.